That is all we have for you tonight. Thank you for joining us on Wildcat News. Stay safe and stay wild, Wildcats. Good night.
Weber State is halfway through a historic homecoming week this week. This year, annual events have been changed and some have been canceled, but the student body has tried to keep as many students involved as possible.
Thanks, Nikki. The Stay Safe to Stay Open campaign is a campaign for small businesses in Utah. It's meant for the customers to know that they are following the standards set by the CDC, but many small companies in Ogden feel that this campaign will not help increase their income.
The CDC announced earlier this month that haunted houses are under the high-risk category, and yet haunted houses are still open.
Ogden's annual Christmas Village started last weekend. The event has been limited to just lights and cottages for people to attend. The opening ceremony, which normally would take place the Saturday after Thanksgiving, was canceled. This includes Christmas parade and fireworks, the Santa Claus visit, miniature train ride, and hot chocolate booth that usually accompany the lights will not be there this year.
We're just very happy to be able to do the portion that we can do. This is a tradition, 58 years, don't make me do the math, but it started in 1962. And, you know, we've never encountered a year like this, like most of us.
Christmas Village officials strongly encourage masks and social distancing. They ask that attendees refrain from touching the cottages and to wash their hands anytime they remove their gloves. The lights will run every night from now until January 1st.
The campaign is meant for companies to pledge to follow 7 steps. These steps include washing hands, temperature checks, health screening, and keeping surfaces clean throughout the day. The goal is for them to follow these steps and to display signage to allow for people to know that they are staying clean. Many of the small businesses have already been following the steps and don't feel that announcing that they signed the campaign will increase business.
Not particularly. The only reason I signed it because that was the first time I had seen it. You know, and we had been trying to follow all that protocol actually since May.
Many of these companies have had to eliminate activities that have been a source of income in the past.
We have a drawer full of samples that we normally give out to people, and we can't do that right now, and it hurts my heart when somebody comes in and they want to try a bar, and I'm like, it's so good, if you taste it, you'll love it, and we just can't do those things anymore.
Classes are smaller, so that there's maybe 10 to 12 people at the most in the room.
These changes are causing problems not only because they are taking out part of their income, but because they also don't have as many people participating in their business.
I don't think people have as much income to spend on things that they don't need necessarily.
The pandemic has taken a strain on everyone financially, and this is causing people to not spend as much. The money is something that these small businesses rely on. Even with this setback, they are doing everything they can to keep people coming back to their stores.
We've been taking temperatures every day when they walk into the studio. They have to wash their hands when they walk into the studio.
We are offering a chocolate tasting to go. So you come to the shop, you pick up the chocolate, I tell you all about it, what I would normally tell you in person, and you can just take it home and try it with those in your household.
Despite their lack of faith, these businesses are signing the Stay Safe to Stay Open campaign, as well as others, to put forth their best effort to keep their businesses open during the pandemic.
Ain't no power like the power of the people, 'cause the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, 'cause the power of the people don't stop.
I'm here to protest the death of George Floyd and countless other black men and women that have been murdered unreasonably by police.
Watching the video was heartbreaking, honestly. I couldn't even finish it. To hear a grown man on the ground begging for his mom because he can't breathe, you know, it's one of those things where, I don't know, I couldn't stand for it anymore. And this isn't the first one I've been to. I've been to several protests at this point. I don't know, it's not something that I can sit at home and just let happen anymore. You know, I may not have the most to say while I'm out here, but I know my body makes a difference.
Hands up, don't shoot! Hands up, don't shoot! Hands up, don't shoot!
Did you guys know there were laws against black people learning and having an education?
Yeah.
We are here today because we are strong, we are resilient, and we will not give up.
Welcome back to Wildcat News. Today is Wednesday, November 4th. This week, we'll be covering yesterday's elections, sports, an attempt to keep theater alive during the pandemic, and Weber State's program on mental health. The NFL is in full swing. The NBA just wrapped up the season with the Los Angeles Lakers championship, and the LA Dodgers just won the World Series with a victory over the Tampa Bay Rays. Let's go to Braden with an update.
What's up, sports fans? It's been an exciting few weeks for sports.
Thanksgiving break is on November 26th and 27th. Classes are not canceled before Thanksgiving this year. Shortly after the break, fall semester will be ending with graduation on December 11th. With only 5 weeks left of the semester, some students may be feeling extra stress as grades are becoming more finalized. Weber State has a program to help alleviate the unwanted anxiety. Here's Wildcat News reporter Tyler Haslam with the story.
Good evening and welcome to Wildcat News and our final show. Today is Wednesday, December 2nd, 2020. This week we will be covering news from across the ocean in Pompeii, Italy, Christmas events, and COVID-19 updates. Thanks, Tyler. Weber State researchers have found that the bird population in Ogden has been decreasing. John Cabot, a zoology professor, started the research last fall with a small group of students. Wildcat basketball is now in full swing. The Weber State women's basketball team lost to Texas A&M International this past Sunday by a score of 60-46. Their next game will be against Boise State on December 6th. The ski season is upon us. Here is field correspondent Jack Wise with a story that will make you want to grab your skis.